Hi everyone, this is Kim from Dodges and Daisies, and I wanted to welcome you back to my channel. If this is your first time tuning into this channel, I want to welcome you to my channel. Today we are going to continue with our travel journal prep. Next week we are headed home to New York, and you can see that right now I am just making a little space for journaling. I had added some things to my desk. These are really cute wax seal tops from Day Art Store. I just thought they were really interesting and unique. They kind of look like marble statues. So they're one of the new items on my desk, but I was just moving those out of the way. And as you can see, we've already started prepping this travel journal. You can check out my last video if you'd like to see me create some of these spreads or are interested in any of the products that I've used for them. The way I've been doing travel journals lately is by creating art on one half of the page and then leaving the other half of the page open for written journaling or ephemera collected that day or that week. I found it to be a really easy way to create a travel journal. If you want it to still have the look of an art journal or junk journal, creative journal, if you're still interested in decorating it as such, I've just personally found it to be a really easy way to create on one side of the page, so you still have that look, and then you use the other part of the page while you're away for writing or collecting ephemera. A lot of times I'll pick up stickers or I'll save tickets or receipts from wherever I've been. You can just jot down what you've done that day or stick a sticker on your page, and it just allows for kind of like an authentic experience where things are still fresh in your mind or you have physical items from that day. So half your journal is going to be open for that because we're only decorating one side of the page. This allows us to have a really beautiful journal that's both an art journal and a travel journal that has, like I said, your memories recorded while they're still fresh in your mind. So we're going to do a few more pages today. This one we are starting off with something really simple, just a simple scrapbook page. They're really easy to build upon, especially when you have a background that's already kind of busy and that you like. Just really easy to start a collage on. We are finished with our 10 supply challenge, so I did not have 10 specific supplies out on my desk this time. I simply had just things that made me happy. As you can see, I have my little Jovita stickers, some stickers from my own shop. These are ephemera pieces that have been either collected or sent to me. I have my Paper Minty Studio stickers that I have been using constantly. I am absolutely in love with these stickers, just mainly because I just feel like they're so easy to use on any layout because of just how simple the coloring is. They're just very muted colors. I have my letterpress labels. These are just really soft. They have kind of like a cotton handmade paper feel to them. They're a little bit 3D because they are letterpress. They're just really beautiful items to use. Those are some birds that I cut out of vintage books, and those are washi tape from Pen Paling Paula that you can actually find in my shop. I'm selling all 3 of those right now as I have some of Paula's products in my shop at the moment, and I'm very excited over that. I have some handmade paper, some vintage stamps as I usually do, and yeah, like I said before, we have finished with our 10 supply challenge, so really I just put things out on my desk that made me happy, that made me feel creative when I looked at them, and yeah, I'm just going to continue with keeping that one side blank for my journaling and continue to just make a couple spreads with you guys. I've already started on the backgrounds on some of them just with some vintage paper, and yeah, we'll make quite a bit of spreads today because we're just going to be doing this simply and easily. You guys know I really enjoy simple journaling. A lot of these do have areas like the labels, and I do enjoy having them even though the writing is going to be on the other side, just because I feel like the labels can be used for things like the date that you're writing or the location where you are. If you've gone somewhere specific that day, you can kind of just have it stick out a little bit more, or even just a quote or an emotion that kind of encapsulates the writing. So I do really enjoy using things like tags and labels in the art portion. I have been using pen pal and Paula's washi tapes constantly. They are one of my favorite things in the shop right now, and yeah, you'll see me using them on quite a few of these layouts. So that little tag gives us a space for a date or a location or a quote, and that's just a simple spread. This one you can see I've already started with just some vintage paper. I'm just adding scraps of either scrapbook paper or vintage ephemera. If you have scraps lying around or things lying around that you haven't been using, this kind of small, simple journal, it's not too big or overwhelming, the size of it. It's just a great way to use up scraps and just to kind of layer them really easily. Right now I'm just layering a label. And you can see we're going to be making actually quite a lot of layouts during this video. They come together really quickly and really easily. Working with this size journal is just such a pleasure. I am really into simple crafting. Not necessarily that it looks simple, because some of these layouts do get a little busy and do look a little complicated, but none of them actually are. They're just a few supplies that I've used, and just like I said, that small journal area, just it allows very simple, very stress-free journaling. I'm all about stress-free when it comes to crafting. I'm all about crafting making you feel happy and being a stress relief instead of something that you think too much about. And as you can see, I'm not somebody that plans too much when I create. I just kind of go with the flow and keep layering until it feels right to me. I do want to apologize that some of this is out of the frame, and also that it's a voiceover this time. While I was doing this, I had really kind of wanted to set aside just a really stress-free atmosphere. That's always my goal with these videos, that they're just a bit of an escape, that people can find some peace in their day. And while I was filming, our dogs were barking, the neighbors in the loft upstairs, it honestly sounded like they were bowling. There was so much noise coming above us. And so normally I kind of talk and do my videos in the moment. This time is a voiceover, and so I do apologize for that. There's a little bit of a disconnect with crafting and what I'm saying, and I also wanted to apologize because I didn't realize this, but for parts of this video, the bottom is cut off, and I haven't done that in a while. I usually am pretty good with keeping things in frame. I do a flip through at the end where you can fully see all of the layouts, the bottom part too, but I do apologize that it's slightly out of frame, and also that, like I said, I did have to do a voiceover this time around. I really love just escapism with crafting and creating a peaceful atmosphere, and my house was anything but peaceful that day. Right now I'm just using stickers to layer. I always really like having a subject as a focal point in all of my layouts. A lot of times I'll use figure stickers, like girl stickers, but I also use vintage pieces of ephemera, like this owl that I cut out. Most of the time, the birds or the animals that I use are cutouts from vintage books. I get asked a lot, like, where did you get that sticker? Most often, more than not, they're not stickers or printables. I have quite a collection of vintage books, and I do use quite a lot of them for crafting. So these were just fussy cut birds. And like I said before, I really do enjoy spreads that have kind of a focal point or a subject, whether that's a girl sticker or, any kind of figure drawing or bird, animal. I just feel like it gives the eye a place to rest and focus on in the spread. Here we have another background page, just using a simple scrapbook page. In all of my crafting, my aim really is to make things that are easy for you guys to replicate, especially if you are beginner journalers. I really just kind of start with one piece like I did with the scrapbooking paper, and then just do simple layers. I layered a vintage piece of ephemera, a piece of washi tape, and this is a sticker from my shop from one of my collections called The Bohemian Life. It's in French on my website, but I'm not going to butcher the French language. But you can look for these stickers. I also have them as printables. They're one of my favorite things to use. I just think they're really beautiful. It's a collection of bohemian Edwardian ladies, and they're fun to use in crafting. I really love vintage stamps, especially monochromatic, older vintage stamps that don't have too much going on. I use them quite a lot as just, decorations. I just feel like they add to collages really well without distracting from them. And like I said, I feel like these flowers do the same. They're very monochromatic. They're not loud or busy at all. This spread in particular gets a little busy. I tried to kind of create a garden feel to her because she had flowers in her hair, and I wanted it to kind of just be more of like a floral garden theme. So this particular spread does get a little busy, but thankfully everything that I've used in it is kind of monochromatic and brown feeling, and I don't think it overwhelms it too much. The lighting has changed, as you can see. I worked for quite a while on this journal that day. We are leaving for New York in about a week, and I wanted to have as much of this journal finished as possible before we left. So I did put in a few hours yesterday doing this video and creating as many spreads as I could, just because I do want as much of this to be done as possible. So I again apologize for the lighting change. This is not my most technically sound video, but it's okay because I enjoyed the spread that I was making, and I always enjoy crafting with you guys. So even if it's not perfect, I still wanted to share. I definitely have felt in the past that bringing a journal with me and creating a travel journal is something that I always do. It's something that I really love. Anytime we go home to New York, I always bring a journal with me. I always record moments. I always, take Polaroid pictures and, stick them in the journals, and I just record every moment that I possibly can. But I also have found it really difficult to finish them because I only, over the last few years, have only gotten a chance to see my family around once or twice a year due to COVID. My dad is a kidney transplant recipient, which means he takes things every day to suppress his immune system, which was a big, obstacle during COVID visiting them. We obviously didn't want to put him in any danger at all. So we've only seen them briefly throughout the last 3 years, which has been very, very difficult. I really love my family a lot, and not being around them has been a very difficult thing. And it's unfortunately, even though all 4 of us, my husband and I, and both my mom and dad are vaccinated, it's been almost a year since we've seen them again, which time just goes so fast. I can't even imagine that it's been that long, but it's been almost a year. So I really do like being mindful and present in the moment. I like giving my family my attention while I'm there. I like, we normally do really fun things every day. So I like giving my attention to the places that we're going and, the things that we're seeing and experiencing. I don't want journaling to distract from that. I just want journaling to kind of be a memory of that. And what I found is that it's really difficult for me to complete travel journals. It's really easy for me to start them. It's really easy for me to fill up a few really great pages, but it's really difficult for me to finish them. And a lot of times they don't get finished until a few months after the trip, where a lot of those kind of memories and emotions that are really fresh during the time are gone. And just recently I've discovered that pre-making these pages, like I said, with this kind of plan in place where half of the journal is art and half of it is left open to writing, allows me to finish my traveling journals, my travel notebooks, which is great. It's been really, really great to be able to finish them. I like a finished journal. I am not good at finishing journals. I am so good at starting them and not good at finishing them. But it is such a happy thing when I finish one. And this new process that I've just been doing of pre-making these pages has really allowed me to come home from wherever I am, whether it's just a local day out or when we go up to New York to visit my family, with a completed journal or a journal that's very, very close to being completed that I can finish in just a couple of days. And then I have those memories saved, and that's really important to me. It's really important to me to remember all of the fun things that we've done, because as somebody that doesn't get out a lot because of chronic illness, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, I deal with quite a lot of things. I kind of am able to relive those happy moments through my journals, and I can't even tell you guys how much strength that gives me, because I spend quite a lot of time feeling sick. I feel quite, very weak a lot, and I spend quite a lot of time in bed. So being able to kind of look back on those memories are actually really happy things that give me a lot of strength. And these journals are really, really special and important to me. So like I said, being able to come home with a completed journal or one that's almost done that I can finish in just a day or two after either a day out or a trip is just a great thing. So I have a feeling for the foreseeable future that most of my travel journals are actually going to be pre-made like this. It's just been a really, really helpful tool. And one that you don't need to do if you're, not sick like me. You could be very healthy, but you could just be busy. You could have a busy schedule, or you could, like me, want to spend your time, with your family and your friends, very mindful of just being with them and around them, and very mindful of, being at whatever location you're at. I think that's good. I think that's really good. So we're just going through quickly. As you can see, spread after spread is coming together really easily. I did not speed up the time of this at all. I just kind of cropped out, like moments of gluing, but this is real time. This is not sped up time. Like I said, just the boring parts are kind of cut out, but you can see just spread after spread is coming together really, really easily. I tend to just stick to similar supplies that I know I feel comfortable using, like girl stickers and just similar color palettes that I feel comfortable with. Things like greens and browns. I'm always really into kind of nature colors. And if I do a spread like this, that's a little bit more romantic feeling, I tend to stick to just blushy pinks instead of anything that's too pink. If you kind of stick with what you are comfortable using and kind of what fits your heart and your style and your aesthetic, I feel like things can come together pretty quickly. I have unfortunately been having a spell of pretty bad health lately, so on days that I feel strong enough to get out of bed and kind of get a few things done, I've really been trying to devote time to this journal so that I'll have as much of it done as possible before we leave. Unfortunately, I do deal with fatigue really badly, and I'll have good days and bad days, and unfortunately the last week it's been a bit of a struggle health-wise, but I just try to be patient during those times, and when I am feeling up to it, just use that time in an effective manner. But the really great thing about having kind of this journal pre-made and knowing like how I'm doing it also means that if I don't finish by the time we leave, that's okay, because I already know how I'm structuring this journal. I already know that I'm going to leave that one half of the journal open for I know that I'm going to stick a few glassine bags in there, just so I can put ephemera in. I know how it works, so I can, finish up at another time, just keeping the writing to one half. And if I'm not done with the decorating, I can just finish decorating when I go home. So right now I'm just doing a flip through of the journaling pages that I already have finished. Like I said, you can check out last week's video for more product information, but I'm including the ones that we've done today. everything is coming together really easily. And it's just been fun. It's been a way to look forward to our trip and to know that I can just have a place to record the good memories without the stress of bringing too many supplies with me. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this and enjoyed prepping my journal with me, and I will see you real soon. Thanks for watching.